What? It's episode 199. Can you believe it? Episode 199. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm jumping around, but I am so excited. 199 episodes in. Welcome to Motivated Entrepreneurs. I am your host, Dean Booty. And as ever, I am so excited, so pumped up to be here with you guys today. And I am sharing a takeaway that I got. It's Thoughtful Fridays and a takeaway that I got from listening to a book. Again, I didn't take a bloody note of a book. I can't remember what book it is. But it was a goodie. It was a goodie. Don't forget, book review day is tomorrow. Book review day is tomorrow. I love my books, and every single Saturday we do a book review day. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Okay, today, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about consequences and pain are the best teachers. Without consequences and pain, you don't learn. You don't learn. And that goes for you, and it goes for your kids, it goes for your parents, it goes for everybody in life. But I promise you, consequences and pain are the biggest ever teacher. We don't learn without them. So you want consequences in your life. I often talk about the restaurant. For those who don't know, I had a restaurant and it lost me over 6 figures. But worst of all, it lost my dad 6 figures as well. It was a horrible 18 months of my life. And I've said it before. At one point, I did feel, I'm itching all over now because I don't like saying it. I genuinely felt like the world would be a better place without me. And I hated that. I hated that feeling. I thought I was going to be a rubbish dad, a rubbish husband. I didn't think I could give the world anything. I didn't think I was worthy. And that is such a bad, terrible feeling and so lonely. But guess what? That was the best thing ever to happen to me, because out of that pain, there was consequences and pain. And it was such a great teacher. Without that lesson, you wouldn't see me here today. Out of everything that goes wrong in your life, there's consequences and pain. And you have to use those to use them as some motivation, as you've got to use that as food and to energize you, because that's what I did. I made sure that I turned that negative into a positive, and believe me, it was a big negative. I was embarrassed to talk to my wife because I thought I'd let her down. I thought I'd let my family down. It was, I talk about this so many times, but do you know what? Without consequences and without pain, then you will never learn. And it was a one time in my life when my parents couldn't help me. They didn't have enough money to dig me out of that hole. And so I had to sell a business. Luckily, we sold the business and we paid off everybody that needed paying off. And it was that was a good feeling to get out, but it was also a bad feeling that I didn't make it work. I failed. But the great thing is that my mum and dad allowed me, and I don't think, by the way, they had enough money to get me out of that problem, that predicament right there and then. But they allowed me to fail. And so I want you, if you've got kids, allow your kids to fail, because this is what I'm worried about now in my life. Hopefully when the kids grow up, I'll be in a position where I can give them the opportunities. I can support them in business. I can set them up in whatever they want to set up. But where do you learn? There's no consequences. There's no resilience there by them whatsoever. There's not resourceful, because they don't need to be. Resilience and resourcefulness is so, so important. But if I can just give them an opportunity, give them a business, then where's the consequences if they fail? There is no consequences. I had massive consequences, and that was such a gift for me. Without those consequences, I wouldn't have grown as a person. So one thing I'm worried about in my life, the more and more success, hopefully, that I get, the problem is that then my kids won't have to be resourceful, they won't have to be resilient, and they won't have any consequences, because daddy can get them out of the consequences. And Zach and Kai, if you listen to this right now, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to make sure that there is consequences for failure. There has to be consequences for failure. And that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. When you fail, there needs to be consequences. I'm not just talking to Zach and Kai now. I'm talking to every single person out there, because it's the best teacher. It is the best teacher. When you fail, when there's pain, pain drives you to success, because you want to move towards success and away from pain. So the more pain that you have, the more suffering that you can endure, guess what? The more successful you will be, because once you felt the pain, you never want to go back there. I never want to go back there. Now I get up at 5 a.m. every single day because I want to be the best version of myself I could possibly be. And without that pain, and I tell you, it's a horrible pain. I wouldn't want that for anybody to go through the pain I went through with a failing business. If you've had a failing business, you know what I mean. You feel, and especially when everybody in the town knows about it as well, because it's a front-facing business. People can walk past and see there's nobody in the restaurant. And it's a horrible situation. If you've been there, I sympathize. But you've got to use that pain as fuel to carry you forward. And consequences and pain are a good thing. You've got to realize that, yes, these are a good thing. They might hurt right now, but in 2 or 3 years' time, when you actually look back on this situation, this circumstance, this pain, and these consequences to the pain, do you know what? You'll look back and you'll realize it's the best gift that anybody could ever give you. Pain and consequences are the best teacher. Without pain and consequences, do you know what? You cannot be successful. Every single person who's successful has been through pain and had consequences, and they've had to be resourceful. They've had to be resourceful. So that's what I want. If you've got kids, you can't protect them. You can't put them in a bubble all the time, because if you put them in a bubble, guess what? They're never going to learn. They're never really going to know the true nature of business, and they're never going to have the gift of failure. And failure really is a gift. I've talked about that before, but failure really is the best gift ever, because then you use that as fuel, and you never want to feel that pain. You never want to go back there again. I certainly am never, ever going back there. I was going to say, I probably will do. I'm sure that I'll have failures along the way, but I never want to feel the depth of that failure. And so give yourself the power to fail. It's okay to fail, but you've got to have the consequence. You've got to have the pain that comes along with that failure, because if you don't, you won't learn the lessons, and the lessons are what makes you successful in the future. Boom! I love it. Right, tomorrow it is a bonus episode. It is the 200th episode, and we are talking about dreams and goals tomorrow. It's a bonus. Well, I say it's a bonus episode. It's just a normal episode. It's Saturday morning, but it's our 200th episode, and I want to share with you my dreams and my goals and how I've done my goals and what I do, and blah, blah, blah. I want to go into that, and I don't want to go deep, but hopefully it should be about a 5-10 minute episode. And yeah, I think it's so important to make sure your goals are huge, because the trouble is you can reach your goals too soon. That's when depression hits and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we'll talk about all that tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. Thank you so much. If you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe to the podcast, Motivated Entrepreneurs. We're here every single day for you. I will see you later, my friends. Thank you for tuning in. I love you and respect you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.